Understanding Ukrainian women and dating culture. Many men think that dating Ukrainian women is as simple as opening a catalog of so-called Ukrainian brides and picking a bride, because there are so many so-called dating gurus and dating websites that claim that all you have to do is pretty much be male and you can pick just anyone, because Ukrainian women, they just want to get married and they want to get married as soon as possible because they kind of expire when they are 25. And if you want to be an expert in dating Ukrainian women, all you have to do is learn to bring flowers to the first date. And if you know about the International Women's Day or so-called March 8th, well, you're an expert already. Of course, it's not so. And I want to start this video by breaking some myths and some hearts, perhaps. And first of all, I want to point out that the majority of Ukrainian women want to date Ukrainian men. And, well, it's not a huge surprise. The majority of people, they want to date someone who represents their culture and who not only represents their culture, but also speaks the same dialect, who is from the same area. Because, well, they have similar traditions, very similar background, and you do not have to explain certain things because you know them since childhood. People who are truly open to date outside of their culture are truly unique, because you have to have this very specific mindset. You have to be really open-minded, curious, very romantic, truly cosmopolitan, to be ready to enjoy this variety of flavors, cultures, differences. It is very unique and very niche. And we represent both Ukrainian men and women who want to date globally, like Ukrainians who live all around the world and they want to date only Ukrainians. And we also represent people who want to date Ukrainian women, and these are two very different databases, two very different mindsets. So the whole idea that all Ukrainian women want to date foreigners and want to marry foreigners, it's absurd. And many men rely on this stereotype that all I have to bring to the table pretty much is being male and having a foreign passport, and I will be able to pick pretty much any Ukrainian woman. And then they face the reality. They face the situation that the majority of Ukrainian women are actually not open and willing to not only date him, but even to talk to him, because, well, they don't speak the language. And it brings us to the next thing I wanted to discuss with you. Like, can you build a relationship with a Ukrainian woman if you don't speak Ukrainian or Russian and she doesn't speak your language or English? Can you actually build something meaningful and lasting? And I will be honest with you, chances to build a real lasting connection are quite slim if you don't speak the same language. Yes, I know there are exceptional couples who have managed to build a relationship relying on Google Translator and have this really strong mutual desire to make it happen. But again, such couples, they are truly exceptional. Perhaps physical attraction is very strong. Perhaps they truly have lots in common. Perhaps it was meant to be and they really work hard to make it work while learning the language, and they do make it work. But in the majority of cases, people can speak the same language and still have lots of miscommunications, because nowadays, let's be honest, people have very limited communication skills because they text, because they communicate online. So when a real man meets a real woman, they don't know how to communicate their true needs, their fears, their expectations. And if you add to this mix different cultures, well, it makes everything even more confusing. So if she doesn't speak English or your mother tongue and you don't speak Ukrainian or Russian, I would say that chances to make it happen are like really, really slim. Well, most likely, while you text, if you have met online, well, texting can be good, but once you meet in person, well, it will die off. You can tell me right now that who are you to tell that it's not going to happen? I'm talking to this really beautiful Natalia for 4 months, and I know that I will fly to meet you there, and our love will conquer all. I am into a matchmaking business for 16 years, and I'm relying on my professional experience. I have seen so many men and women and so many romantic stories, so I'm relying on my professional experience. Okay, we have discussed with you that the majority of Ukrainian women are not open to date outside of their culture. But nowadays, as you know, there are huge Ukrainian diasporas worldwide. They were there previous to the war, and right now there are more Ukrainian women in the States and Europe, and many of them are open to date. So what should you know if you are actually dating a Ukrainian woman, maybe Ukrainian man? What should you know? What should you know about Ukrainian culture to improve your chances to build a healthy, meaningful relationship? First of all, you should know that Ukrainian men and women still have traditional expectations when it comes to dating, which means that the man takes the lead, he takes the first steps when it comes to dating. He is the one approaching a woman, he is the one asking her out, he texts first, he calls first, he knows where to take her out, and very often, men, especially foreign men, they want to be chivalrous, and they want to give her a chance to choose a place. So he wants her to choose a nice place, and he believes he is doing actually a good thing. And a lady later on can give the feedback that I had to do all the planning. He didn't know where to take me, so I had to choose the place. I had to choose the time. I had to plan the whole date, and he just showed up. If you want to be truly chivalrous and you don't know her well, it is your first or second date, you can ask her, what is your favorite cuisine? And for example, she tells you that she likes Italian cuisine, or she likes Chinese, or she likes sushi, and then you ask her out to an Italian restaurant, or you ask her out to eat sushi. This is a good idea. But to tell her to just pick something, pick anything, it's not a best idea when we are talking about the first or the second date with a Ukrainian woman. You're a man, you have to show her that you can lead, that you have a plan. If you have met her on Tinder and you want to ask her out to have a cup of coffee because, well, you have met each other online, it's appropriate, choose something like at least a little bit fancier. A coffee shop, still a coffee shop, but not Starbucks, because Ukrainian women, they like to dress up for dates, and even jeans and the top can be a little bit dressier, but Starbucks doesn't scream dressier. So choose something with plush chairs, something cozy, something date appropriate. Guys, Ukrainian men do foot the bills at the end of the date. And splitting the bill at the date is not common. When you go out with a friend, you can suggest that, okay, I pay for the food and you pay for the drinks. If we are two friends, or if it is a group of friends, but if it is a date, a man pays for everything. And if you have asked a Ukrainian woman out on a date and then you suggest to split the costs, like I have paid for this and now you pay for this, or you pay for the ticket, well, you kind of show her that I'm going to be friends with you. I'm not a man on a date with you. This is how she will read it. Regardless if she is living in the United States for 10 plus years, she will still react to your suggestion to split the bill this way. If you want to split the bill, if you're saying that it is not fair, that, for example, on a date, you have to pay for everything, then don't date Ukrainian women. Okay, don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean that if you build a relationship, you will have to pay for everything. We are talking about dates right now. In a relationship, it can happen that a woman will be the one who is providing for the family. She earns more. She's a doctor, for example, and he is a school teacher, so he earns less than she does. But when they go out on dates, he still pays if we are talking about a Ukrainian couple. Ukrainian women do care about the looks of the man. I have watched so many stupid videos by some American dating gurus who claim that Ukrainian women don't care what a man looks like. For them, it is really important that he is male, because when they turn 30, they hit the wall, etc., all this rubbish information. They do care what a man looks like, and if he shows up on a date wearing a dirty t-shirt, chances are ridiculously high this will be his last date with a beautiful Ukrainian woman. So your clothing is important. In Europe, I don't have to explain this to my male clients. In the United States, I have to explain it to our male clients all the time. Your clothes matters. It doesn't have to be super expensive, but it has to be of the right size, good quality, it has to be clean, it has to be ironed, and it has to suit your body type. If you have some Ukrainian friends, maybe you are dating a Ukrainian man or a Ukrainian woman, perhaps you have noticed that we are quite direct. When we smile, we do mean it, and usually we don't smile a lot. Because, well, in our everyday lives, it's not like everything that surrounds us is so funny all the time. So our facial expressions are quite neutral. And people from the West, especially from the United States, they very often perceive it as rudeness or as arrogance. Why, for example, she is not smiling, or why her facial expression is this way. In Eastern Europe and in Western Europe as well, people don't wear fake smiles all the time. It's not in our nature, it's not in our culture. When we smile, we mean it. When we give compliments, we mean it. In the United States, it's different. You can go grocery shopping and the shop assistant, people in line, will tell you 5 fake compliments as the form of greeting. It's part of the culture, your culture, American culture, if you're watching this one in the United States. It's not part of Ukrainian culture. So if a Ukrainian woman gives you a compliment, she compliments your eyes, your smile, your voice, your t-shirt, your jeans, the choice of the coffee shop where you have taken her, wine that you have selected, she means it. It's not just her being polite. She really likes what you have chosen. Same with the how are you question, because in United States, the how are you question is the form of greeting. In the UK, people talk about the weather, it's also the form of greeting. Again, part of the culture. If you ask a person in Poland or in Ukraine, hi, how are you? You will get the detailed reply, like the whole report. How is the entire family doing? Because when we ask, hi, how are you? We mean it. We want to get details. If we don't want to get details, we don't ask strangers, how are you? I love international dating. I love different cultures. I love exploring different cultures and different traditions. This is why I have chosen this career. Still, I understand that it is not for everyone. And for some people, it will be way too much, way too complicated, because not only you have to understand that men and women are quite different in the way they perceive romance, love, relationship, gender roles in the family, but you also have to keep in mind that her culture is quite different than my culture, and I have to be respectful to her culture, and I have to always consider if, for example, I can offend her with certain actions and with certain words. Of course, she has to be respectful to my culture as well. So if you want to choose international dating just because you're saying that, okay, my communication skills with women are really bad and I'm really bad with flirting, and this is why women in my country don't want to date me, or I want to date way younger and way out of my league, let's be honest here. So this is why I won't try to improve my flirting skills, I won't try to work on my communication skills. I will just try to court Ukrainian women, and there I will be successful really quickly. You will get very disappointed very soon, because there are certain rules and traditions with courting a Ukrainian woman, and they're quite traditional, and there will be lots of hidden catches. And if you don't like these peculiarities of exploring new cultures, new traditions, then you won't enjoy it. You will still have to work on your communication skills, on your flirting skills. You will still have to learn how to communicate with a woman, and at the same time you will have to keep in mind that she represents a totally different culture. So think twice before you jump into international dating. Right now you can tell me that, oh, you are an international matchmaker, you will scare all the clients off. I want people to choose international dating for all the right reasons, because I want people to succeed in their attempt to build a beautiful romance with someone who represents another culture. Right now is the time to press like, to subscribe to our channel if you want to receive notification about new videos that we film for you. If you like the content that we create for you, you can support our channel by becoming a sponsor. If you want to learn more about our matchmaking and coaching programs, you can request a complimentary consultation by filling in the form below this video. My name is Svetlana Mucha. I'm the founder and the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com boutique matchmaking service, and I'm filming this one for you in Barcelona, Spain, with lots of love.